Do I look like that, really? 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 They join me yet? All right, there's Zach.
Hey.
All right, so we got Zach here.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I want to try something cool and funky. I got some nice... Yeah, fuck it. I don't care.
Let me get in here to Kickstarter so I can send out the link.
I love your shirt. I got the same thing.
All right, just sent out the update. See, I don't see where Michaela is.
This is our first time meeting.
Yeah, well, I guess so, huh?
And then meeting a couple hundred people. How many people are showing up? Do you know?
Oh, probably nobody.
Ooh, they're gonna miss out. It's gonna be some shit.
Probably nobody.
Bastards. The fuck are they be paying for, son? I guess I'll close this. Google Hangouts. I was panicking. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, I set up that first Google Hangout right away, and then you can broadcast it. So I was like Googling it, and it's like you have to do this on YouTube. And then I had to like download all the stuff and all that, and then I'm like finally just, what are the instructions? I finally found like a step-by-step. I'm not intelligent on this, I guess.
Okay, I only found out about this when I was doing like an interview on a show, and that was about it. It's a web show that does Google Hangouts. That's it. Super geeked up. That's all that they do, and they review everything geek and stuff like that. So yeah. That's the only time I ever used it. Really, I never started one, so I was over here sweating. I was like, oh.
We have 2 viewers, so whoever's viewing us.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, shit.
that's Zach. I'm Iggy. I believe Gallo's going to join us soon. We're down to 1 viewer, so.
Okay.
2 viewers again. Oh, no. Anyways, I think Zach's going to do some drawing for everybody. I've got, I don't know, promo stuff to work on for Project Nerd Publishing, but I doubt that's exciting to look at.
Yeah, I got some cool ideas and stuff that I'm doing. I am. Can people like talk with us? I'm not seeing any.
They'll chat in this group chat on the side,
Okay.
so they can send us questions or interact and stuff.
Let me
We
see.
did a. Hold on, Gallo's not.
Oh, Gallo. Bad Gallo. Bad. Oh, phone's vibrating. What's going on here?
Did our podcast using this Google Hangout last summer, which I seem to be more capable of operating it better than I am. Actually, I did better this week than I did last week when I completely forgot about this altogether. So,
Oh, well, man. Life happens, you know. Life does happen. Yeah, I got pages 26 through 30 laid out. And then I'm trying to do like a page and a half a day. It's the only way that I can possibly do it without like sleep. I need sleep.
we're making Zach work hard.
Yeah.
Viewers, feel free to, there's the comment, the group chat thing here. I'm pointing here like you can tell what's on my screen. There's the group chat thing. Feel free to let us know who you are, what you backed us at. We can say thank you. And any questions, and Zach will share a little bit more about what he's doing. Like I said, he's doing about a page and a half a day.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing a page and a half a day. Let me see if I can try to figure this out, because it did switch over the screen, the layout, about how to do this. Man. Yes, try to see if I can get something up on screen here, because I'd really like to go through the process. That's what I was hoping to do, is go through the process and show what's going on in my head, as twisted as it is, and try to figure out the layouts, the designs, and stuff like that. A whole bunch of juicy stuff that I really want to show. If I could just
Share option.
What was that?
Do you have the screen share option also, or is it just me? The little green arrow, or the green box with the arrow?
Green box with an arrow.
Yeah. When
I see something that's me.
That side.
Hey, Gallo, what's up, yo?
There's Gallo.
Hello.
Hola. Don't push me, because I really don't know that much Spanish. I know enough to talk trash. That's about it.
Iggy, what's going on, brother? How you been?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm tired as fuck.
We got 2 viewers, so that's a good thing. We got 2 people listening to us try to figure out how to do this thing.
Yeah, I know. I feel like such
cool.
nerve.
We're a podcast.
To be honest, the podcasts haven't been on air since August, so I can say I have an excuse, or I'm retired from that or something. I'm a comic book writer now. I don't know how to operate machinery.
We've been
Machinery.
busy.
What is life? I haven't seen outside. No. No.
What's going on? How's things? How's your little guy?
Little man, he's doing okay. He actually had his first Christmas recital yesterday, and he has anxiety. It's all part of his epilepsy. It's anxiety, and so it's really amped for him. So sometimes loud noises or something like that will really get him all worked up, and he'll freak out, fight or flight, like sometimes cover his ears and run. And but this time, I just told him. Lately, I've been telling him, like, if the noise gets really loud, try to be louder, you know. So what happened was everybody was clapping and stuff like that, and it got really loud. And then he started yelling and clapping, and then he ended up dancing and loving it, and everybody was looking at him. He was laughing, and he was singing top of his lungs. It was so great, and he just had so much fun. And you know, small things like that is a breakthrough, and he's doing great. He's absolutely the shit. I could brag about him all night, but yeah.
So we have about 4 people kind of coming and going. So introduce yourself. I'm Iggy. The gentleman who was just talking with the black hoodie is Zach, and then Gallo
Cool.
is on here as well. Michaela, I do not know. Hopefully she'll be joining us. We'll see. But Zach is going to, I know we're just talking a little bit about ourselves right now, kind of doing the introductions, the fun stuff, but Zach is going to pull up some screen sharing and even talk a little bit about some images. So you'll see these people here will see pages first before I even get to see them. Like they'll see them at the same time I get to see them.
Yeah. If I could figure out how to do this damn thing.
Yeah, if you hover over it, I don't know. That's why I'm wondering if it's only me who has the options.
Well, I'm seeing something that shows me, you, and Gallo.
Yeah, so if you hover over your thing,
it says you.
There's a sidebar that pops out for me, and there's the chat. Then there's a green box with an arrow. It says screen share.
Profile. All I see is profile and mute.
Let's do this.
Mother dick. Yeah, I quoted Abraham from Walking Dead.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah.
While I'm hovering over it, can you see that? Like there's this green box that pops out?
The green box that pops out.
So when I hover over it, I can't tell. There's a set of tools that pop up right here.
Oh, tool. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you kids. Oh, it's on the, okay. Google Effects. Screen share. There we go.
Hooray!
Right.
So our 2 viewers.
Yay!
All right, cool. We did step 1.
Step 1. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we got this. Control, screen share. Boom. Now.
Pulling that up.
What?
I definitely encourage those of you that are here, definitely jump in on the chat. Let us know what questions you got, who you are, what you backed us at.
Can you see?
Yeah, you got a pretty Batman background.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Background from one of our other series called The Escort.
I love me my Arkham Knight. I whooped that thing like a redheaded stepchild. It was absolutely great. And then...
Crap, Zach, is that your screen?
Yeah.
Holy shit. How do you keep up with that?
Well, what can I say? I'm weird.
Are you on 27-inch?
No, it's actually 13.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Recent.
I'm a
Mine's an 8. Hold up here.
brat.
So do you want to see some of the previews? Do you want to see some of it? You feeling it? Feeling it, dog?
Let's pop up a page or two for those viewers we got, and then we'll hold out for a little bit while you're drawing and see if we get a few more viewers to show some more pages.
So all this, I use Clip Studio Paint. I am originally from Photoshop, but this is actually really, really quick. As you can see right here, I'm going to try to get like a big...
This is my favorite scene from the whole thing. And
this right here.
I'm allowed to have a favorite scene, right?
Yeah, you're the writer.
Okay. This is my favorite scene, the mine scene at the beginning of the second part.
Oh, so you know exactly where I'm at. So
yeah, no, dude, I'm telling you, you capture it perfectly.
See?
All I needed was that little bit, and I knew exactly what you're working on.
Great. Awesome. All right, see, so now this is my thinking. All right. Now, when you're trying to divide up a page, all right, should I just start explaining this to people?
Go for it.
Right now? All right.
Explain it to us.
Okay. So when you're dividing up a page, this is what I'm thinking about, all right? Now, the script calls for, you see a big, should we pull up the script?
Yeah, if you want to. I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. I mean, nobody's going to steal it from us at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go over like basically what I was thinking to begin with. All right, so this right here is, the whole thing about sequential art is the pacing of the story. I know it sounds pretty easy, but it's not. Because you need to think about what would work best for that particular scene. Because sometimes you'd be wasting a panel, other times it would be, you know, something that you really, really need. Like if, like this right here is the, like all writers say that this is like the establishing shot. Like right here, there is the mine. Don't worry, I'm creating a new layer, so I'm not losing anything. And then, so I wanted to really show the background, and not so much focusing on the people, because this is a fight scene over a. Is it abandoned mine? It looks kind of like an abandoned mine.
No, I don't. It's not abandoned because that's where they're trying to trying to blow it up to cause. So for our two viewers here, there's if you're not, you kind of got some familiarity with what's going on, and Drask is the gang, and he's disrupting all these mine towns. So these people who aren't paying him out, he's out there. They're out blowing up mines, making them.
Exactly.
Like disrupting the workflow and the money.
Yeah.
They're out there trying to destroy this mine, and luckily we have our wonderful heroes, Billy
there.
Morton.
There's Billy whipping some ass over here, but I wanted it to be very...
I gotta jump off. I'll catch up to you guys in like 10-15 minutes, all right?
Okay.
All right. So right here, this is the Billy and a couple of guys swinging it out, and then the script calls to zoom in right here, right? And so I try to keep the same elements at the same pace, but the thing is that the way that I'm dividing up this page is evenly, because it shows a certain pace, like it's all equal amounts of time right here. So think of it as a camera zooming in. So the camera is slowly panning in from this to this. So it's focusing onto here. Does that make sense? So it's zooming in, that makes that scene right there. So it's zooming in. And then also we go to a quick scene, which is like a very in-your-face 180 degree of of our girl going like that, slamming him, right? I didn't want anybody else to be in the focus. I wanted this to be somewhat of a focus anyways, because the elements of the page flow directly to her. And so when she's knocking these guys out, it's basically you already know what's going on. So, and also it makes it so it's quicker and it's more simpler, you know, because Billy is the main focus. Yeah, you see Savannah running away, but Billy is the main focus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At least that's what I see. So
I like it.
Yeah. So that is that. And also what you might notice is that I do have a full 11 by 17 layout, like right here. It's actually a digital download that I got that has the full measurements in the entire page right here. So this is full 11 by 17. I do all my comic book illustrations on this. And then I divide it up into 4 things. That's 4 pages, and all of it is equal in size. So I do all of my main drawing down in 1/4 scale, and then I just blow it up and it's ready for inking. So that is basically the whole method to my madness right now. But let's say page 24. Here's another example of pacing and what I want people to focus on. Let's see. Yeah, converting layer, blah, blah, blah. I got a lot of layers. I'm a layer whore.
Good. Everything good.
Yeah. So see, in this scene, I know it sounds contrary to everything, but I wanted to hint at the bars. You know, I wanted to hint at certain things. I wanted these guys to be the focus right here. So I wanted this to be the quote-unquote close-up that the camera zooms into. And then, you know, with 1 shot, 2 shot, you know what I'm talking about when you're writing out the scenes. You know, you say like 2 people in a panel, stuff like that. So it's my job to make sure what is more important. So in this scene, she says, you know, I'm basically, she's saying that she's out to kill somebody, right? So she's like, oh, well, she's out to find some guy named Drask, right? And she's going to kill him. He's like, what? And then she's like, yeah, that's right, bitch. You know? So it's like,
that's word for word the script, actually, right there. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is anyways, because she's like, I'm going to kill you. But Yeah, I mean, let's face it. She's feisty. She's sexy. I mean, that's basically what it is. But yeah, she is saying the most important stuff right here. And he's kind of like, oh, who's this cutie right here? I'm very confused right now. What are you talking about? And she drops the bomb, and he's like, what? So right here, it's all about, I see this almost as important as this. Because she is saying a key element, and then she is saying a key element. And then it doesn't exactly matter how big the panel is on this. I just wanted him to be the focus. And so, again, the level of importance is, to me, seems equal, because this right here, he's recognizing what she's doing, and then right there, she's acknowledging what she's doing. So that right there is a breakup of the panels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you got it all.
that's basically what I'm thinking about whenever I lay out a page. It's just, it's as I'm saying this, I almost feel like I'm bouncing around from thing to thing, so I apologize if I'm doing that. But yeah, it's yeah. I just used to watch movies a lot when I was a kid. I was always sick as a kid. You know, I was always like home a lot because I was having really bad seizures at the time growing up, and so I always drew from like 7 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night. So it's like I would watch movies while I'm doing it. So then people, when they see me drawing, they see me basically thinking about a movie, which is basically what sequential art is.
That's why it's working so well, I think, because I write, my scripts are written kind of like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where basically what you're doing too, from the writer side. That's where I am. Is I see this whole scene in my head, and then I have to pick out which pieces are the most important to put into a panel, and which gaps can be left where the audience is. And then it's your job to say, you're an idiot, you did this wrong, I'm going to make it look better.
Well, no, not just that. I mean, it's not. You see, this is where the partnership comes into play. I want to actually like stop the share screen for 1 second, if that's okay. Can you see me now? All right. So basically, that's where the partnership comes in. I've worked with writers before that are so rigid at certain things that it's like, well, I really think that this would help out the scene. And then, you know, I can make it work, but yet I feel like, you know, it's a give and take back and forth with the writer and the creative team that makes the project worthwhile. You know what I mean? Because unless you feel that project is going well, you can't just do it for the money. Because let's face it, as comic book creators, we're not going to be rolling in the dough unless we're like Jim Lee or, you know, those guys, you know. So we can make a living, but we're not going to be, you know, crazy.
You're making a living.
We're doing it for the love, right? So we're doing it to bring, I wish more people were seeing this so then they can understand that it is exactly what it is. It's sacrifice. You know, it's a lot of time given. So, yeah. What was it?
We'll go back over a couple of things.
For some reason, you're kind of going in and out here. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was doing like a weird noise. I was like, what? All right, I'll need you.
I don't know.
No, I'm closing some stuff on.
Yeah. That are listening in have process know there is a option, so you can type in your comments and it'll. I'm pretty certain.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a group chat here. I could be completely wrong. This could be just.
No, you're right.
Hey,
group chat. Yeah, that's something in between you and me, I think. Thumbs up? Yay! Yes! I like thumbs ups. What was I saying? Yeah, part of the it's when I throw out suggestions, I always feel like I'm dancing on eggshells when I say suggestions, but it's not an insult to you. It's just like, okay, this is you. We're writing out what you see in your script, and I am trying to bring that script out into a movie scene, and then that scene is, and like I'm the director. You know, you're the script writer. I'm the director. So I need to think of props. I need to think of scenery. I need to think of um, casting. Costumes. This props, everything. So I'm like, well, maybe if we adjust this angle, or maybe if we drop this angle, and then we move this to another thing, then it's like I'm the director that is trying to bring out the script. That's the way I see it. I'm a director, you know?
Yeah.
So
No. Basically, yeah. This graphic novel, and we'll have volume 2. I have another graphic novel which will be announced next month, and then I have 2 ongoing series that I'm writing, and then a one-shot. And of all those, I've not only like listened to y'all's feedback, I encourage it, because exactly, you might see it something better, or that artistic guy might give it. You said you're looking at it from the director's chair, so that's a great point. When the director is handed a script, or a screenwriter hands the script over, and it's the director, they're going to have a lot of creative control with that. Yeah. So I encourage you all to definitely do that. There's only one story which we just announced today, Blaze, where I actually had pretty much panel for panel figured out, but this story was very, I don't want to say these other stories aren't important, but Blaze deals with a superhero who suffers from mental illness. So something that was a big deal to me, and I wrote in one night, because it was just came to me and I had to write it, because it's something I deal with, my spouse deals with, so many people deal with, and wanted to write that. And because I had it so passionately envisioned, that was the one where I said, okay, this panel looks like this panel looks like this. And even with that, he's the artist working on that. Mario has taken a couple, he's come back to me and said, well, what about this? And we've been able to. But that's the most control I've kept on that. For other things, it's been, I'm not an artist. I can't do this. I need you guys to have that artistic eye and make those adjustments, like you say.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that project, because I have a book that hasn't seen the light of day, and I really want it to see the light of day, and it is about epileptics, and think of it as like it's not like an educational book or something like that. It's like me, I'm epileptic, but I'm highly functional, so I have to tell people like I'm epileptic, and then they'll look at me like you're a liar, but because I can talk, I don't have to wear a helmet or anything like that, anything stereotypical, So it's basically, think of it as, well, there's a whole backdrop as like world conspiracies. It's like a big giant layer of book behind it, but the main character itself is somebody who was, think of it as like Captain America, right? What if he couldn't trust himself, his judgment? Because if he tries something, he might have a seizure, or he might get a migraine, where things are slowed down just enough where he sees his buddy get killed in front of him, so then he feels like he's to blame, even though it's something that was completely out of his control. So it's like he's guilt-ridden, he's not confident anymore, and he has to bounce back to defeat an enemy. And it's a big enemy. It's a really big enemy, and it shows how he needs a support group. He needs his friends and his family around him to help him come back from what he has to face, to do what he has to do.
No, exactly. So, yeah, that's, exactly what we're dealing with Blaze, except for mental illness, is the other superheroes in there, his spouse, they play a significant role in his well-being and his mental health and his ability to be that superhero. And I think it's important that we see these Supermans, we see these other heroes that just have no flaws. And why is Batman so much more appealing than Superman? Because Batman's dealing with real world loss, real emotions that we have to deal with, whereas Superman's an alien who has like almost no problems, no anything to deal, like nothing that's going to get in his way to wash him. Yeah, exactly. So introducing these real world things, I think, one, helps audiences relate, but two, like I said, these are things, epilepsy, mental depression, like all these types of things, bipolar, these are things that people deal with. And as you pointed out, they still have stigmas to them. They all have stigmas because people don't understand them well enough. So we definitely want to. We don't want to take away from the story at all. We still want it to be a fun one shot with the Blaze that's coming out. But we want to also raise some awareness there. So
yeah,
a few other people too. So we are talking about other projects. I'm Iggy. That's Zach. If anybody new's on here, because we have a few more viewers. Essentially, we are talking a little bit about other comic ideas. One that just got announced today by this little brand that we have going, Project Nerd Publishing, called Blaze. But just before that, Zach showed us a couple pages that he was working on some of the process with Billie. I think we're back down to 2 viewers, so we may not jump back into that. But
all right, it's fine.
Gain a few more people. If a few more people jump in here, I'll push it up, pull up another.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But Billie's fully moving along. I think you've got some really good inked pages that I just saw. Look at what was that, 2 days ago? Gave you some feedback on, and then Michaela's right behind you on those colors.
How many colors does she do?
I don't know. She's done a few. I have to look to see, but she's coming up. She's got a nice holiday break coming up, so she's got like 2 weeks off work or something like that. So that's I could do that. If anybody from my day job is watching, I could use it a couple weeks out.
The day jobs.
Or career. Most people call them careers. Those of us that are trying to create stuff still call them day jobs.
Day jobs. Yeah.
I have a pretty solid career, but I still refer to it as my day job. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a family member of mine is very well off in the money department, but he recently just said, I really want to do something. I really want to take it in another direction. And his wife was fully supportive. I mean, he's still doing very well, but he did take a pay cut. And he's now doing what he wants to do. He's one step further along. So it's more than about the money. I mean, you need the money to support yourself, to support your family. Once you have a family, it's not like, like you could just say, fuck it, I'm going to do this full time. Sorry. You can't, as soon as you find yourself going through the day-to-day, like, I really hate my job, I really can't stand this, I really can't do this, that's when, to me, it's almost like it's not worth an amount of money.
No, for sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, do stuff you love. Like my career, I'm outside of, so I mean, I don't think it's any secret we're asking for money on Kickstarter, so it's obvious that we're not just sitting here raking in the dough. So as I said, for those listening those watching, I guess, we maintain careers outside of creating these comics, and this is just our passion, and it's awesome that we have the ability to do it. Awesome that we've had the support that we saw on Kickstarter.
Yeah, seriously, blown away.
We can't thank y'all enough if you guys pledged or pre-ordered or anything. But I agree. Where I am today is because of that right there. The career I had, I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I went and found a new one. And the job I have now enables me to get to conventions, as many conventions as I want to, is fully supportive of this outside hobby, this other task that sometimes takes me away mentally. And I focus on, and they're super stoked about it. I had tons of people that I work with that actually back it and supported these kids. So it's been pretty cool, and I agree 100%. If you can't stand it, then you need to go find something else. And it may take you 6 months, it may take you 6 days to find something else, but just to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife, man, she's a saint. It's just like she's a real saint, because I go to bed really late just because I have to take care of my son, and that's a 24-hour job in itself, because she works in a library. I do this at home, and I take care of him. So, I mean, it's a lot of work and not a lot of sleep, but am I really complaining? I know it sounds like it, but I'm really, really happy doing it. So it's like, it's really cool, because now my son, instead of him seeing me I used to work at GameStop, and instead of seeing me leave, I'm like, oh, Daddy's going to go to work. And he's like, all right, I'll see you later. Now it's like I sit down at my desk and I take out my computer, and then he's like, Daddy, I want to work with you. I'm like, you're going to work, right? So he sees me as drawing as work. Like he's now he's now like taking out crayons and markers and doing it himself. He's like coloring all himself. He's mimicking me. He's actually like inking my pages sometimes. Like I'll draw something on paper and then he'll just ink over it. Take out my computer and he was like, "Daddy, I want to work with you. Like you're going to work, right?" So he sees me as drawing as work. Like, is my computer catching up? What the hell was that?
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself to make sure it wasn't. I was on mute for a second there because I was testing the audio.
Okay.
Podcast here, but cool.
Yeah.
No, parenting is the full-time job. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
You add other elements to it, it makes it just even more. But no, yeah, definitely, I would say having people that support you in your art, whether it's actual art, writing, music, just having whatever your interest is, having people that support you are definitely important. And if it can be your spouse, that's an even better blessing.
And people that don't even really know you just believe in your project, like Kickstarter. And I know that sounds like might be a cheesy plug, but it's true. I mean, it's like I've done Kickstarters before that absolutely bombed. Nobody gave a damn. And it's like now it was such like an overwhelming support. Well, we got funded in like 4 days or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. This is the best Kickstarter we've seen. So
yeah, I mean, it was something that was unbelievable. You know, and I was blown away by the support. You know, my wife and I were like, she was at work and she'd look on her computer and be like, "You just broke 5,000." I'm like, "No shit." So we were like freaking out together, you know. And you know, I was doing a comic book signing in Salem, and I kept seeing the numbers go up. I kept checking my phone, and then they're like, you know, I said, if I start screaming like a girl, that's because I just made the money. So then, sure enough, I didn't squeal like a girl, but I did definitely jump up and down a little bit, and I got a few weird looks, but you know, it is what it is.
Let's give these guys that are these peoples, I don't know who they are, watching. Let me see here. I got it somewhere. I have the mock-up of the coins. So I know everybody was excited about the coins, so speaking of making it pretty far on there. A lot of excitement for the coins, so let's show the mock.
I want some coins.
And let's see here, there we go. So signature coins giving us some there.
Yeah.
And front has the, well, basically the cover image designed by Zach. And they did a great job for the I guess embossing there. And then on the back, basically Billy riding a horse with some information about us, and of course the rope outline. Really excited. 1.5 inch
awesome.
Gold coins for every backer that's getting a physical perk. So that was a cool stretch goal. That's what I mean. The people that are getting this made this happen by, like you said, believing in our campaign, believing in our product that we had. So
yeah, totally.
So that's the first view of the coin right there. Nobody outside of us.
Seen it.
Nobody's really seen it. So,
yeah, but that is 4.
So now there's 7 people that have seen it.
Oh, right. 7 people.
There's 3 others now that have seen it. So, and I guess too, I believe these hit to YouTube and just stay as like a recorded video so people can watch it afterwards and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they'll be able to get some good insight into your walkthrough, and then of course see the teaser of the coins. A few more pages. Let's see what I really have.
I'm seeing glasses. I'm not seeing you. I miss you. Where are you?
Oh, did my logo go away? Or is it the logo?
Yeah, it's the logo.
Yeah, I need to change that. That's our Project Nerd logo, and we're not really Project Nerd anymore. Let's see here. Let's find Michaela's last colored page. All right. It's the train. The train page is the last one she shared with us.
Yeah, that page is nasty.
Let's pull that up and show that to some people here. All right, hold on. So first view, it's not lettered yet, so it's just the artwork.
Yeah.
Now this is really towards the beginning, a page that hasn't been shared yet. Savannah, our basically Drask's right-hand man, Savannah, right-hand woman. She's trying
Sexy.
to acquire a briefcase here. And, well, she does acquire it, I guess. I mean, it's pretty clear in this even without any text, it's fairly clear. There's not much dialogue on this page anyway, so I mean, you get a pretty good idea what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, for those that were with us earlier, Zach walked through some of the process of laying out the panels, how this looks and stuff like that. And then now you see Michaela's colors coming over the top. Great job there of definitely like bullet wound, very clear, you know.
Oh, yeah. She's really good. she's excellent. She's excellent.
Did a great job. I mean, it's really cool from a writer standpoint to have something written, to hand it to some people, and then to see exactly like you said, when you pulled up that page and you just had just the sketching kind of done on that one page, I could instantly tell what it was already because you've captured the idea so well. And then coming across here and capturing, putting color into it so wonderfully and so consistent across this that it's like, it's just really turning into a beautiful graphic novel. So pretty excited for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what I was talking about before with the page layouts, right? It's exactly what it is. It's you always want it to be like a focal point. Like she even talked about it, like when she spoke to us privately in our conversations. She said how she knew that one panel, like the bullet panel, was the one that was most important, so she wanted it to be clear and precise. So that's exactly, I think that's why she's such a good colorist, because she knows exactly what I want focused on without me even saying it. And then she makes sure that's the clearest thing she can do. And then she kind of works around everything else and then sets it all in and nicely. I mean, I have absolutely no complaints. I think she's excellent.
Yeah, great job. I'm so excited to have you and her on board with this. And I look forward to I'll already start talking about it. I look forward to volume 2. We'll get that going next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be more Billie, you know.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to. Yes. I have some other stuff that's in the works as well, but Billie is definitely something that I really have a lot of fun with. Another one is for another studio. I don't know if I am supposed to talk about them or one, whatever, conflict of interest deals. But, it's projects that are, that I have to believe in to do it because there's so much time and energy put into it. Right now it's Billie, I want Billie set, Billie's the shit. I love Billie. I think it's something that, showcases and challenging me. It's challenging me so much because I never, ever, ever, ever drew trains before. I never drew a train before. I never drew any Western style comic before. I never did any of that. So I think it's the challenge that's making it so I'm looking forward to it. Because another book I've been working on in the past and will work on in the future is Norse mythology. So that right there, I never drew Norse anything before. And then now I'm doing Western, so it's like right there. It's like just so much fun and so much, because it's a challenge. You can draw Batman all day long. I love drawing Batman. I wish to work for DC someday. All right, I do. I really wish. And Marvel too. I love me my X-Men. But, pushing yourself, making myself uncomfortable, that's what makes it great. Because then I have to actually think. I can't go into like this blah state of like just mundane stuff over and over and over again. That's when it gets really boring and annoying and not fun.
No, for sure. You're welcome to talk about others. We have no problem with other publishers. It's the whole Project Nerd Publishing being here. I mean, I can't say enough thanks to people like Josh Blaylock with Devil's Due, Adam Jack with, unfortunately it's no longer around, but with Underbelly Comics, who shared a lot of his paperwork with us so we could see how that goes. And Tom Hutchison over at Big Dog, these other publishers definitely encourage you to check out because they helped us out. And that's the cool thing about comics is if I go to a comic convention, I'm buying up as many comics as I can afford. So not necessarily competitors at all. I'd love to see them
support.
Succeed.
Yeah, it is a support. I mean, you can't. I believe that there is never like a cornered market when it comes to certain things, especially when it's a creative field. Because I'm working for this other studio. I'll say it now, In Beyond Studios, and it's the book is called Hail Odin, where Odin is basically all he is just a cop from in the far distant future, and he is from Asgard. You basically think of it as like a space police, like kind of like Nova Corps, kind of thing like that. I'm oversimplifying, but he ends up checking on Earth, and then he ends up getting in a time storm, and he ends up crashing onto Earth in what is it, 600 AD. And then he sees like these horses coming up, and he sees like all these guys coming up that are actually Vikings, and they see him doing all this amazing stuff, and then they think that he's a god, and he's not. He's not a god. He's just a person that's highly elite and trained with special abilities that can get stuff done, and then he's like jumping and shooting stuff all over the place, and they think he's a god. So I thought that was a really cool twist. Plus, I never drew Vikings before, so that's fun, And so that's a project that now it's also going to be worked up next year. But cool. yeah, I mean,
no, for sure, it's wildly different than anything we're doing at Project Nerd Publishing. So yeah, definitely not a conflict of interest. I need to check that out. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's In Beyond Studios, and it's INBEON. The dude, Eric Hutchison, is the man. I think you'd get along with him very nice. Eric he's the founder, one of the founders and CEOs, and the guy is, I love that guy. He's absolutely great. He's stand-up dude. I mean, like you guys, I went through a lot of personal stuff, and I told him, like, I updated him, like this is happening. And so, he's like, okay, well, I understand, you do what you got to do, So thank you guys for doing that and actually sticking with me through all that bull. And so I want to really deliver. I want to really deliver as best as I can. And
you're delivering. I think you're delivering.
So I want to do it as fast but as best as I can, because I can do it fast and I don't look like complete crap, and I don't want that. I don't think that's what the company wants. I know that's not what you want, and I damn well sure that's not what the people that invested their time and money want. They don't want crap, It's like they want. I'm not delaying it. I'm just working on it hard, and I want them to be proud that they helped put this together while they're holding their coin. But let me see. What was that page that you just brought up?
I put up the second train page. I just pulled up the one right before that, so I'm gonna show off right now the page prior to that. I can't remember a number off the top of my head, but this is where right after Savannah gets on the train and she's chasing down our nameless briefcase holder. So
yeah, see right there. This is what I thought, right? Obviously, it's the big reveal of Savannah, right? So she comes in, she has like a nice little smile on because she knows she's gonna get something. The guy, I wanted him to be the focus again. So a lot of in panel 2, you see a lot of like basically it's like little mini frames that are circling the guy and the witnesses, right? So obviously I tried to make it so she is in the middle. Like even if it's just a hint of her in between the two shoulders and the elbows, I wanted her to be seen so that it's like she's still the focus, no matter if she's in the distance or not. And again, the size of the panels, it's a big reveal on the left, and so you see her more prominently. And we already seen that dude running away, so I mean, it's not like we have to review him that much. And then I wanted to, the third panel, the mid panel, I definitely wanted to get the, like well, first off, the view is going to change. And one of the main tricks for making a story make sense, if, like, let's say one person is, actually, it'd probably be better if I saw on my screen, and I'll explain that later. But I wanted to keep the flow of the page to the point where he is on the left panel, down at the bottom, him backed up against it. I really wanted him crammed in, so I put in, like, if you think about it, 3 different frames: the big box frame, and then a little mini frame, which is actually the window. And then there's also like another window that's kind of like pointing like an arrow to his face. So then it's like he is isolated in the corner in the back. And then in the final panel, obviously, it's just, I wanted it to be like, all you see is her foot coming in. It's just kind of like a fun little view that I thought of. But, you know, again, he's against the furnace, he's against the wall, and he has no place to go. And then it goes into him, obviously, her walking up, giving him a kiss on the cheek, and the big reveal of the bullet wounds, and he collapses and dies.
For sure.
So,
So I wish Google Hangout we could have both you up and the page up at the same time. So while you're explaining that, the page wasn't up, but I'll talk a little bit here so the page on my screen shows up. It's weird. My sharing screen, it just should show the screen no matter who's talking, but it doesn't.
yeah.
So here it is, as he was kind of walking us through, you know, the reveal of Savannah, then the framing him there at the bottom and everything. But no, it's a great introduction to Savannah. It really definitely gives us an idea of how not good she is, so how evil this lady's going to be, because it's the Drask gang. Drask is definitely in charge, and I'm not going to take away from what he is, but I mean, clearly, for those here, we're clearly setting up Savannah as Billy's basically arch enemy. Like, they're going to be the two that are you're going to see against each other. So
Yeah. I want to actually pull up another page.
go for it.
Let me see. I'll get a better view here. For some of these pages, I'm basically like flipping through all the way up to the latest pages.
Well, I figure we'll hang out for another 10, 15 minutes here or so, so we'll go through some of those pages.
I can talk all day and night. I don't really care. It's just, I really don't care. I just like to get my ideas out. And hopefully if somebody can actually learn from what I'm saying, I'll make it all the better. Because I know I'm not, you know, Stan Lee or whatever, but I think I have a little bit of knowledge to share. And I really want to, I like sharing it. It's a lot of fun. So let me see. Oh, page 18. This is kind of fun. This is actually an example of what I was talking about, like with the scene, like the front to back play, kind of like the change of motion in a page, which is very easy to get confused. Yeah. I want you to open and don't do this to me. Alright, you want to play rough? Okay. Open. Yeah, I talk to my computer like it's a punk.
Nope, no judgment here. I talk to everything.
I talk to myself, but as long as I don't argue with myself, I guess I'm okay, right?
You're not supposed to argue with yourself, because then you might have a problem.
Yeah. Let me see. Right. I just had a page up. It's a page where Billy is fixing up the fence in the back, and then Savannah and her gang come in.
Yep.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's her. 22. What am I talking about? 21. That's it. 20. No, that could work too. Alright, yeah, here's what I was talking about. Now this is a big example. Let me see. I'm gonna do screen share again. Da, 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 da. All right, screen share. Come on. What do this make? Anyways, like what you were talking about before with the train, like I was explaining how I wanted the page to focus on movement, and this thing isn't letting me do this. Let's try this. Is anybody watching?
Got a few people.
Sweet. Hi, everybody. Q&A. Oh, Q&A. Look at that. Fair enough. That's very simple. Alright, for some reason it's just not doing this. Are you able to bring up the page?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have it in front of you right now?
I don't have it on me. I'd probably go. I'd have to go steal it off the shared drive.
But so, believe that this is letting me do this.
18, you say?
Hmm? Come on. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me do it. I don't know what's up.
I got you. Let us.
I can describe the scene here. Because it was actually a really fun scene, and I got to draw a lot of sexy women. I love drawing women. Women are great. I love them. It's a lot of fun. I mean, drawing, like to draw a guy is just like it's mostly angles and stuff. But when it comes to women, it's very smooth lines. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Okay.
Page 18. For those
All right.
want to take a look. All right, walk us through it, and then I'll jump in here and there so that it pulls the page back up.
All right. Cool. Now on the left, upper left, we're seeing Jane actually just cleaning up a little bar thing, you know, because this is after they acquire the bar, aka kind of hijack it. So she's now excited to be cleaning up the place because she loves Billy, basically. And Billy's outside minding her business in the second panel. So the first panel, I just wanted a nice little setting, you know, just like she's kind of whimsical, just cleaning away, and this guy's like, you know, obviously trying not to blatantly check her out, but, you know, whatever. And Billy is there minding her business, doing what she, you know, has to do, building up a little fence in the back. But I kind of wanted it to be almost like one panel, from panel 2 to panel 3. I was playing with the idea of just making it one panel to begin with, but I felt like the pacing would be completely wrong. But yet at the same time, I wanted it to be the same view. So that's why it's from the side, and you see Billy doing her, she's nailing in the nails. And then I tried to make it so you can still kind of tell it's the same street, and it's a hint of the standalone buildings, because it's basically like it's described as a building that's, you know, standing alone, basically. So there's Billy in the large middle panel. And this is where what I'm talking about, like playing with the views, right? So I know this is getting bouncing back and forth, but the third panel is them coming straight at us. And so that's kind of like neutral, because I can take it left or right, wherever I want it to go, because the reader already knows that they're coming one direction. So if I change the camera angle to another direction, they know in the sense of space that they're looking that way. So when the third panel, like they're coming towards us, I have it so it's switched to Billy, and I know, and everybody knows just visually that those guys were coming towards us. So they know by You know, the brain has to figure all this stuff out without anybody even noticing it. You know that they're walking toward, like, behind Billie in the third panel, and she's looking over across the street. So you got this sense of motion from the third panel to the fourth panel. So that right there is, it's kind of difficult to do, like to train yourself kind of to do it, because it's actually very important, especially like in fight scenes, chase scenes, and even simple scenes like this. But it's more so in just fight scenes because it's so abrupt. Again, that's all about pacing and stuff like that. And I'm not even going to try to use the big technical term because it's really big and long and it'll just make me seem like a fool. But there is a technical term for it, for pacing. And so then again, everybody knows that the horses are over on behind Billie. And then I just wanted to do another shot that was facing the front, so then you can see that the riders are it's actually Savannah in the front, because I tried to have that nice big hat in the front, like she's leading the group, and then, you know, all the other guys follow suit, and then, you know, I tried to make it clear that it was Savannah coming down off that horse, and she says, like, you know, you come with me, you two stay, basically. And happily, a couple of the people that actually did get one of the perks to be added into the comic book are actually there. And two of them are there.
I was just about to ask, guys. A couple of those faces look familiar from pictures I forwarded on.
Yep. Two of those. Mm-hmm. Yep, two of those people. Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to do that because, you know, I really want people to not be like a passer in the night. Like, I didn't want it to be like a one-screen thing. I'm trying to figure out the best way to make it so people could be seen kind of time and time again every once in a while. So I want these two to be kind of like little henchmen of Savannah. And then every once in a while they'll pop up and you'll see like somebody out and kick their ass. Like in the next page, they get absolutely decked. And so it's all about, I want to really focus on those two guys being the henchmen, and if there's other guys that can be thrown in there, that'd be great too, because I want to make it so these guys, I respect and I'm grateful for everybody that donated, and I really want people to get their money's worth, and plus I think it's a lot of fun to have people that are so cool to support a project ironically get knocked out by the main characters. You know, because I think that's a great homage and tribute to people that actually put their time and effort into celebrating this with us.
Now, we had a few people request specific, like they wanted to kill other people that backed us and other things. It was pretty funny. But here I'm speaking for a moment so I can pull the page up. As you saw, Zach walked us through the top part there. Characters riding into town, Billie working. So basically Billie and are working, and then shortly after this, that's when we're introduced to Gordon. So speaking of people, comes into play.
Yep.
But no, I love this page. I love it breaking the dimensions of a normal panel at the bottom. I love the look on the guys' faces, not just Savannah, but every single one of them looks like, I don't want to say they're scum, but they look like they're up to something. Yeah. They have that look that they're not, don't mess with us type look.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really good because Billie's, like you said, she's going about minding her own business, but you can definitely tell she's completely aware of what's going on around her. And considering the backstory we've built from her, which we've made very clear in Kickstarter, somebody who's been trained, who's been basically bringing up her own life to prepare for the moment to take on these people, she would obviously be very aware. She would be paying a lot of attention to details around her. So.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted her very, like, kind of like, oh, God, here we go. You know, like when she gets up in the next page, it's almost like she's like, all right, I got to go do this. You know, kind of like she's being dutiful. You know, she has to just handle her business. And it's almost, I wouldn't say a nuisance, but it's kind of like, why doesn't somebody else do this? You know, it's like, here we go again type deal. And then she recognizes her. She recognizes Savannah, and I feel like that's going to, you know, elevate situations a little bit. But that's what I got from it. I kind of like she was like, oh God, here we go, Jesus. You know.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up for our first broadcast because we missed last week. For those of you that watch this later in the recording are watching now, we definitely plan to do this again.
Oh, yeah.
I know with the holidays coming in, the next couple weeks might be tough, but maybe after the holidays, when most of the pages are done, we can kind of walk back through them, reveal a few more pages, let Zach walk you through his process. Or she can kind of walk you through her process right afterwards. It'd be kind of cool. So you even have a page lettered. We can start from the writing of the page to the draw to the colors to the lettering, so you guys can see the whole process of a single page. That'll be kind of cool. So
yeah, I'm gonna probably do a shameless plug right now. I do actually have a Patreon page that nobody is actually looking at, and what I just did is exactly what I want to do. I want to show my thought process for projects. I mean, I believe that you said that it would be cool for me to go step by step, as long as it's not really a finished product, to people in general. I'd like to share some of my thoughts on this project and my process, because I feel like I just love talking about art in general and the discipline and the love of comic books, and I geek out huge about just trying to bring my own vision of comic books to life. So, and then right now, you know, I do need, you know, like we're back to like the financing. You know, it's like it's nice to have a somewhat reliable income a little bit. So that's where Patreon does come in, and it helps out a lot with artists that just want to feed into their art. There are people that end up making a living off of that. So yes, basically what I'd be going over is the page processing, the layouts, panel work, everything from motion to design to basically just creating sequential pages rather than, you know, just poster art. Because a lot of people do poster art, but the money shot, what people really want to see, comic book publishers, what makes you stand out is the story art. I think I have a good grasp on that, and you know, I definitely love to move forward with that. So show a brother some love. Check out the Patreon.
there you go. They can find you through your Facebook page, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And
so it's what? What's the Facebook page?
The Facebook page is, I believe it's Zach Resendiz Art. You know, / Zach Resendiz Art.
Okay, perfect. So they go there, find their way to the Patreon. Also find some other. You've got a lot of good artwork up on there as well too, so they can see some stuff. Cool.
Yeah, and I really.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't say enough how much I really appreciate the support. like for this project, I really appreciate it. My wife and I were like jumping up and down, and we were just really ecstatic to see this project go. So thank you for everybody that did that, and you know, I want to do the best I can. And hopefully, if you guys wanted to, you guys already supported us enough. But if you guys wanted to, like, to check out my Patreon, it's like a once-a-month deal. It starts really low, so you can see like all my sketches. You can get in touch with me for like, I don't know, $2 or $5 or something like that. I'm going to update my whole thing for a month, $2 or $5 a month, and I give tutorials like this, stuff like that. So I really want to get into it. I didn't have much content that I could share, but now I can. I have a lot of content, and you know, I really, 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 really want to teach, I guess.
There you go.
If that makes sense.
Complete sense. Awesome. Well, of course, all the other places you can check us out, pnpublishing.com. Facebook is .com/pnpublishing, or just type in Project Nerd Publishing to find us on there, and Twitter, PN Publishing, just initials at first. It's just easier to find. Of course, we'll have a Patreon after the new year, which will be handled very different. So if you do love Billy, you do love any of the other Project Nerd Publishing titles you've had, there's a chance for you to subscribe via Patreon. We're going to treat it like a subscription service. But of course, Zach, our many other talented artists, creators, you got Michaela on this project. We have people like Mario, JC, Grand, tons of awesome people working on different projects. And then, of course, the other titles we have already available. You can check them out over at our website. Billy will be done sometime late January. We'll have it. I think we have it scheduled to be ready. A lot of work. We're going to be shipping out about 300 packages from this house, so it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The best problem in the world to have is I'm going to be too busy packaging things. I'm excited for that. So,
what a problem. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. We're at about 30 mark. So, again, if you watch this at a later time, you really enjoyed it, just keep an eye out on the Kickstarter because we'll announce our next one soon. For those of you that did join us today, we thank you very much for stopping by. It was fun to reveal some pages, reveal the coin, talk a little bit about process and everything. So
the coin, the coin.
Yeah, we're as equally excited about that as everybody else.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.